And we're back. Our week break is over. Actually, it didn't look.
Welcome back.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, we do need to do the intro. Welcome back, everybody.
It's me. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You pick it up from there.
Welcome back, everybody. So John talks to Liam. Liam talks to John. Another exciting episode today we have for you. I'm your host, Liam. That's John.
Hello. Hi.
And today I'm eating Lay's sour cream and onion.
Yes.
In Arizona,
Blessed
half and
be-
half. We are
What?
not sponsored, but we should be.
Is that a golfer on there?
Yeah, it's Arnold Palmer.
Oh, wow. Officially branded and everything. Look at that. Couldn't be me. I definitely. I've been waffling for the past week on if I should come out right at the start of this and just say, all right, blanket ban on health talk and whatever else we usually talk about. But it's such an important part of my life. I was like, how do I not? I mean, I went to the gym this week for the first time in a couple of years. Question? I have questions.
I'd like to go back to about 30 seconds ago. Blanket ban on health talk.
I know. Well, see, the problem is I just don't like going to the gym. That's really kind of the end of the whole thing. And I could go into why I don't like going to gyms. It wasn't so bad when we lived at the gym or we lived above it or whatever. Because it was so easy to get there. Mobilization. I don't know. I'm just bad at it. But anyway, yeah. I think we should have a blanket ban this week on fitness and mental health. Only entertaining topics like, did you see about 5 hours ago, Kanye West dropped another album?
I can't say that I did.
Not a real fan. Not a real fan. Someone can separate the art from the Nazi. All right? Some of us can.
You know, you're 100% right. I don't know what's going on, but everybody's been dropping music lately.
Really? Like who?
Like a lot of people that I listen to, SF9, a K-pop group, probably one of my favorite ones. They just dropped an EP album I still need to listen to.
There was another K-pop that did a reunion tour. Not a reunion tour, but they got back together. Oh my gosh, it's like the biggest boy band in the world.
Is it BTS?
I think so. They did like
That's
a
biggest
show
one
or
that I
something
know
like
of.
that. Oh man,
Let me see who else has released music in the last
I'm
week or so.
pretty sure it was them because they did some show for the top 1,000 people.
I know BTS popped up on my Spotify, and I don't listen to BTS, so I was like, oh, I guess they're putting out music again or something.
Yep, it was BTS because it's Ari Rang is the name of the. I'm probably pronouncing that horribly wrong.
Probably racist.
Hey, look, all I know is the fans kind of are a little divided on it. And as far as I understand, when it comes to K-pop, you are either 100% in or you hate it. There is no middle ground. I know we're not listening to it live on air.
No, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh,
I wasn't listening to it.
I have no
on Spotify.
meter.
They have a little tab where it shows the new music that's dropped in the last week, and so I clicked that. I didn't know it was going to be like a slideshow kind of deal.
I see.
I thought it was going to be like a playlist. But yeah, SF9, Flyana Boss is one. Really like them. Conan Gray. Miley Cyrus just released another song for her Hannah Montana 20th reunion.
Oh, I did hear she hit 20 years. That's great.
Everybody's dropping music right now. I think it's cool. I'm also this weird lull when it comes to music. Because whenever I listen, or for me, I go through phases with music. I mean, everybody goes through phases with music, but I go through phases where I become obsessed with either a certain artist or a certain style of music, and that's just all I want to listen to for a week or two.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just dang, why was I into them so much? So the last big one I had, I'm sure I'm gonna go in reverse order. The last big one was the Gorillaz.
I tried to get into the Gorillaz. I just didn't.
Up until recently,
yeah.
Up until recently, I've never really listened to the Gorillaz. I've never seen the hype, and then they were in Fortnite. And the song Dare was on. I got the Dare emote because it was just cute. It was fun. And then my brain was like, this is actually kind of a nice song. It's kind of a fun song.
Okay.
So then I kind of jumped into the Gorillaz because they released an album last year called The Mountain. And I listened to half of that album, and I think that's actually what triggered me into not triggered me, but put me into a kind of depressive state.
They are a very
Uh,
depressing band.
for like a
Yeah.
week. Because the whole point of that one was the group or the people who are the gorillas. Like in the real world, they went to India and like in that area, and they went through like this whole kind of spiritual awakening kind of deal, and
Whoa.
so that reflected in their music, and so like a lot of the music in that album is heavily has heavily Hindu themes and Hindu music.
Wow. Okay.
And so they have a music
Representation.
video. Exactly, they have a music video called "The Mountain, the Moon Cave, the Sad God," which are three of their songs, and it's just one big music video connecting the three
Sick.
songs.
That's cool.
And the animation is made in like the Jungle Book style, and it's like
Ooh,
actually
like
made
hand
by
drawn.
people. Yeah, and it's really
Wow.
cool. And so it's just like a big one big kind of thing that you just it's really nice. It's really beautiful. I don't really know how to explain it too much, but
But
the end of
that
it,
hit you in the feels.
oh, 100%. Because the
Ah.
mountain, it just feels extremely nostalgic, especially because the Jungle Book style for the animation.
Yeah.
The Moon Cave, it's a bop. It's a vibe. I love that song.
Okay.
And then the Sad God is they're all kind of in the middle. They're on a boat with a little guy who's pushing the boat. I forgot what they're called, but like the
Like
guy
a
who's
guy
like,
with a pole. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. And
Sure.
what's it called? They end up in the middle of a lake, or yeah, the middle of the lake, and they all end up jumping into it, and it's supposed to be a symbolism for like death and rebirth.
Ah, sure.
Uh,
It was very
and
River
so
Styxy. You know, you
yeah,
get the.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really uh it just hit me in the feels really hard
Hmm.
because I mean, most people don't have the best relationship with death, of course, but I don't know what it was about that, or if maybe it was just a time period, but like
Yeah.
it hit me real bad. And then I just became obsessed with the gorillas, and then like I went into full deep dived into the lore of the gorillas, found old songs. I
Mm.
was like, dang, okay, you know what, I'm mad that I slept on these guys for so long because they're so good. um
Sure.
like I was obsessed with the gorillas for like 2 weeks. Now I'm like, the gorillas are great. They're not the vibe anymore.
To
Prior to
me,
that,
the Gorillas are very much like that. They're the music I mentioned in the background of people doing drugs too. It's
yeah,
because it's kind of chill, but it's kind of dark, and it's kind of like trancy and like
mm-hmm.
ethereal. At least
It really,
some of the stuff that
some of
I
them,
listened
yeah,
to was
some
yeah.
of them are pretty. Well, I'll have to put you on. Uh,
Yeah,
before that, I think I was on my on company time vibes,
I haven't
which
heard of them.
is they're three like YouTube and TikTok influencer guys. They're like comedians,
Okay.
that are, I think they're about our age, if not younger, actually.
Uh,
And the three of them decided to just come together and start making music.
cool.
But they make funny songs. Like the one that like popped like made them pop off was I think it was "Don't Touch My Clogs." It,
Okay.
no, they do heavy like 80s synth type beat. I'm about to show
Sure.
you them. They're great. I'm glazing
Yeah.
them. Yes. But they released an album which is just like a compilation of all the songs that they put out, as well as some new songs, and they're really good. I love it. I wanted to go see them live. I was obsessed with them for about a month, actually.
Nice. Okay.
Prior to that, I was back in my lo-fi era, so I was just
Ah.
listening to nothing but lo-fi, and then
Right.
that's just kind of how my music tastes go. Right now, I'm kind of in that lull between music, where I'm like,
Hmm.
I have all these songs that I was obsessed with, and then I don't really want to listen to them right now, but I don't know what else to listen to right now, so I'm just listening to all my like songs on my playlist, or on my like songs
Oh,
playlist, which has
yeah.
over 1,000 songs, and I'll just be going through them like, this isn't the vibe, skip. This is the
Yeah.
vibe, skip. Wait a minute, I love this one. Nope, this one isn't the vibe, skip. And so I don't know where we are at the moment. We might be slowly getting into an alt rock pop punk again, because we were
Whoa.
talking about it the other day, because Chanel wanted to sort of play this off to one of her friends,
Yeah.
so they could like get into it. And so it was me, Chanel, Jacob, and Anthony. We were talking about it because we were going to play Magic that night. We were waiting for another friend to show up. And
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, I suck with music genres. Can someone help me? Can explain what makes something alt rock? What's the difference between alt rock and rock, or indie stuff like that? So then
Oh.
I was just going through my playlist and I was like, okay, what about this song? And they're like, yeah, no, this one fits. Okay, what about this one? I'm like, no, that's more like ska, or no, that's more folky. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, we're in this place where we don't have an obsession in terms of music, so we're just kind of floating in the ether.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be probably listening to some new music here soon to see
Well,
if there's something that sparks.
yay. I've listened to 90% of it before we started the podcast. Because it's I think only like it's only 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes long. And there was only one song that they were okay. Usually when I listen to music, I'm like, if I vibe with their sound, the whole thing is great.
I feel that.
Sometimes I will find like one song off of the entire album that I like. And the rest of it, I'm like, this is not really for me. And that was very much for this last one. I found one that I liked on there and one that I had to skip because it sounded like I don't know the right way to maybe describe this, but it sounded like electrical feedback, and that was the like main part of the beat. And I just like I couldn't listen to it because it was hitting part of my ear that was making my entire head vibrate, and it was not a pleasant vibration. Yeah. So I would recommend, to everybody out there, I am very much a separate the art from the artist kind of individual. You need to, you got to listen to it. It's a landmark. Well, I don't actually know, but the music video is really weird.
I was never really into Kanye. I'm gonna be honest.
Me neither. I don't care about the guy.
Up.
Yeah.
I mean, his music either. There's like a couple of songs I was like, yeah, this is the one because they were on the radio. But I can't say there's really been a time outside of maybe like 2 songs where I've actively sought out a Kanye song.
Yeah.
And it was like in the like early 2010s era, or like maybe like 2008 to like 2012 era.
Like
but that's also when
Kanye. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's also when music altogether was just peak.
Yeah, well, okay, all right.
Listen,
sure.
recession pop is fantastic, and we're in another recession now, so we're gonna be getting some good hits and bangers soon if we haven't already.
How's that 200 barrel oil treating y'all up there? Going well?
I don't know what that means, but we're gonna continue on right now.
Oil's at $200 a barrel right now.
I wouldn't know that. I don't buy oil.
Well, me neither, but I do buy gas. And although I haven't bought gas, my car has needed... what I should have done is when my car got empty the first time, I should have bought gas. Because that was before we launched a war into Iran and before...
Let's calm down with that we shit.
What do you mean we? You're here too.
Unfortunately, it was my choice.
It wasn't my choice. I don't think it was anybody's choice. Nobody knew what was going on, and then we were just over there. But now we're there, and oil has shot all the way up, and I still need to get gas, and I have not for... Has this been going on for 2 weeks now? Maybe something like that.
I think you should just siphon gas from somebody else's car.
It's very possible. We did hear, like, usually the gunshots that we hear around in the town are small caliber. Last night, we heard some, like, 45 caliber bullets going on. They were thumping.
That's not good. John, you need to get out the hood.
I don't live in the hood. I live on a nature preserve in the middle of the hood, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Oh, my gosh.
That's life right now, I guess.
Yeah. Well, okay, and I know I said blanket ban on fitness stuff. This ties in because I
does not know how to just not talk about health today.
No, just stand by because it's only the beginning of it, right? I was looking at I'm looking at like the next 2 weeks, right? This was a week ago. I was looking at the next 2 weeks going sick. I have no plans on my calendar. I'm going to lock in. I'm like grinding for my birthday. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, it's almost your birthday.
Nothing in this 2 week period is going to knock me off plan as long as I don't go crazy, right?
Well, okay.
3 days in, my great aunt died.
Oh no.
And that was there's been a whole fallout from that going on, and then of course the funeral and the eating at the funeral, and that was that was yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or That was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago that we did the funeral. We're spending far too much time in funerals these days.
That's true, very true.
My mom more so than me. She's gone to like 5 in the last year. I think I've gone to
Good Lord.
2, maybe 3. It's not fun. It is.
Are y'all
it
in
is,
therapy?
No,
Y'all
we're
need
not.
to be.
Well, she
Y'all need to
cries.
be.
Well, no, I don't want to. I don't want to out her problems.
Yeah,
to
don't
the rest
put
of the
her
world.
business out there, Jonathan.
I have only cried once or twice, uncontrolled. But you know that happens to everybody. Everybody just mentally breaks down every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Some more than others.
Sometimes you just got to make sure that the tear ducts still work. Otherwise, I don't know, you no lubrication for your eyeballs. Your eyes are gonna dry out. You gotta be sad sometimes so your eyes can keep operating normally.
Well, I'm sad all the time. So how does that work?
Do you cry all the time?
No, I would love to cry a lot more than I do, to be honest. Maybe that would expel. Yeah, that would expel a lot more of this pent up stuff I got going on that I can't release.
So wait, okay, so you're saying that like crying is therapeutic to your emotional regulation?
Very cathartic. Yeah, I hate that I have to wait until it just the dam breaks on its own instead of being able to just let it out whenever I want. And that's just due to emotional stunted growth.
You can totally cry on command.
Yeah, I can fake cry on command. It's not the same.
Oh. You don't just like operating your tear ducts?
No. It also doesn't help that I think I've talked about this before, I think. Maybe on here, maybe off the air, one of those two. Where I've got different people in here, different Isaiahs in my head sometimes.
Right.
And so I'll just be really emotional at one point, and like I'll just be crying or whatever. And then one of Isaiah is like, "Why are you crying? Stop that. We don't have time for that." And then the tear ducts would just go completely dry, and I'm like, "Yeah, that was kind of dramatic, wasn't it? Okay, let's keep moving." So I don't even get to let it fully out. I don't like get to sit in the emotion. I don't get to stew in it for long because I'm like, we don't have time for this. Let's just keep it pushing.
That's me at the end of like a movie that has really touched me deeply. I'm like, oh man, like holding back tears, choking it down, going like, don't do it, don't cry, not even a single tear. And then the movie's over, and I was like, okay, thank you. The moment is past. I no longer need to cry. I honestly feel like I need to be leaning more into that. That like actually just sobbing.
100%.
It's a weird feeling.
It's very overwhelming but powerful and very cathartic, especially for people who just contain all their feelings.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jonathan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want me to? I will pull out your government right now. Don't make me do that.
We don't do that here. We don't cry here. We are
Queen
heroes.
Never cry.
Yeah, heroes never cry. I think that's a saying from Overwatch.
That's lies.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the main character.
Wait, hold on. I wrote something down that what cracked it. Okay. To preface this thought that I'm about to read, because it's going to sound a little bit insane. It intentionally sounds insane because when I thought it, I immediately went, this is the most, man, I don't even know what the word to describe it is. I was laughing at myself for having this thought because it was like the deepest thought
deepest thought you've ever had?
Yeah. It was some like crazy mind theory. All right, okay. But I titled this thing music theory. All right. So some composers, I'm going to just read this word for word off my notes app here. Some composers, they sound incredibly similar project to project, right? So in this particular incident that I was thinking about this, I'm very, very intimately familiar with Klaus Badelt's and Hans Zimmer. They, co-wrote the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. For the most part, right?
Hans Zimmer is in like every movie.
Yes, he's also very recognizable. There's a couple of them. Him and John Williams. Like, I'm super familiar with some of these people's music. Klaus Badelt, I watched a movie the other day called The Time Machine. Kind of a goofy movie about a time machine. This guy goes forward in time and, ends up, his wife dies and he's trying to, like, save his wife. And he's like, oh, it's a time paradox. You can't save your wife. And then, then he goes to the future, meets, like, super space aliens and stuff happens, right? But anyway, I was listening to the soundtrack because I was like, this soundtrack is kind of really good for a movie that does not really deserve a soundtrack this good. It's like it's so like Pirates of the Caribbean-y. And then I looked it up, and of course it's Klaus Badell.
Mm.
Like, so if you imagine the Captain Jack Sparrow's theme or any swashbuckling theme from Pirates of the Caribbean, that's like what this movie was, despite being about time machines and being set in like ancient London, right? Anyway, that's the preface to this, right? So Pirates of the Caribbean and the Time Machine, they sound very similar to the point where I recognized the sound of Klaus Badell within it. And this is the question that popped into my head. It's kind of a two-parter, right? This is what I need your opinion on, because is it good to have one sound or that you're like iconically known for, or to be extremely varied and they go like, man, this music sounds really good. I couldn't tell you who made it. And then they go, oh my God, that's Klaus Badell. Or, like let's say it's you, right? Let's say you scored a movie and they're like, wow, I'm really familiar with this. But then the next movie that you score, you went from like orchestral music to a totally electronic soundtrack, right? Both of them sound amazing, but neither of them are your unique. Well, they're totally unique, but they don't share a thumbprint that is your thumbprint. Right. I guess my question is, which would you rather have if you had to pick one?
Well, I can kind of relate this to my current life. Maybe not so much in music. Actually, I can. So, like, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none
Sure.
type beat. So I've got a lot of different skills that I've developed over the years. A lot of it was just because I was like, it'd be cool if I could do this. So I learned how to do it.
I agree.
The problem with that is it's only an interest until it's not.
Right.
So when it stops being an interest, I no longer put time and investment into it. That's why I have yet to master anything. I've got a guitar here. I play it every now and again.
Yeah,
I know how to strum the guitar. I know how to play chords. That's as far as I got.
Hey,
I can't finger pick. I can't do muted notes. I can't the way that I strum is disgusting. Like it's not optimal. The same thing with my ukulele. I've gotten further with my ukulele at a necessity though, because I didn't have anything else to play with at the time.
Okay.
Or with music. If you listen to my music, I don't have a sound yet.
Right. Okay.
I don't have a particular sound that I use or a style that I make with my music. And because of that, it's like, okay, cool. I hear something that I like. I'm like, okay, I want to try to make a song like that. And I can try my best. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I have other friends who do music, and one of them, CJ from the 98, shouting him out, he spent a while trying to find his sound. And so when he started off releasing music, it was very like somber R&B, like a dark R&B kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But then he kind of switched to more of like an indie rock kind of deal, and he discovered that is a sound that he really enjoys. So he focused on only making that.
Yeah.
And because of that, he was able to make a full album with that same sound. And the songs are very different, but like it's still kind of in that same style throughout the whole thing. Versus if you listen to my album, it's all over the place.
Okay.
I'm very experimental with it. And so on the one hand, it's cool because I've learned how to do many different styles, many different things as best I could. I mean, I haven't mastered how to do them though.
Okay.
Because I'm jumping around so much. And with me, whenever I'm making my music, I'm like, I really like the way this song sounds. I wonder if I can recreate this kind of vibe. So I'll just jump in and try to figure it out instead of actually learning how it works, like what makes it flow, what makes it become that sound that it is. If I did sit here and actually focus on one specific sound, I think it would be a lot more beneficial for me, because then it's like, okay, I already know what I'm going into, I already know what I want to do for it, instead of, okay, well, how do I make this happen? I don't know. Okay. Let's go on YouTube and just find other examples of this, or let's find some tutorials on how to make this happen. So like time-wise, I think it's more beneficial to do one kind of sound, one kind of style.
Okay, sure.
Because once you've got that sound, you already know what kind of instruments, what kind of notes, what kind of chords, things like that, the swells, the diminishes, things like that. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but this movie isn't calling for that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But I think when it comes to that, I think for the movie industry, I feel like it might be better to stick to your sound. That way,
Hmm.
if somebody hires you, they know what they're going into. They know what they're expecting from your sound.
I suppose so, but then you kind of I do understand that sentimentality.
Mhm.
The problem that I have with that, with people having like one sound, is when I heard the love theme from the Time Machine, and I went, man, this is like really pretty. It was vaguely reminding me of something, and then I went back and listened to like Elizabeth Swan's love theme from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think the character's name is Emma in the Time Machine, and I went, the first, I guess it's called the stem. That's what I'm going to call it because I think that's what it's called. The
Yeah.
first like 3 or 4 notes of this thing are identical. Then it
No.
varies beyond that, and I went, Mr. Badelt, are you plagiarizing yourself? That's not cool, man.
Hey, listen, that's what you gotta do sometimes.
I guess. But yeah, it's like I could have swapped out the entire adventure theme of the Time Machine with any given theme from I'm sorry, Lord of the Rings, from Pirates of the Caribbean, and gone with it, right? They're
Yeah.
so identical in my head. But the weird thing was like, okay, this ties into another quote that I've heard someone say in the past where um when you're reading somebody's creative work, or really any work that somebody has written, you are basically communicating brain to brain with somebody, because it's going from their brain onto, let's say they type it, right? And then it's going from that typed thing into your brain, and there's like
Mhm.
no communication. So it's kind of like your two brains are interconnecting with each other. And I went, okay, I've always thought that idea is very cool. But in terms of music, I was like, all right, this is still kind of the same thing where your brain, or maybe like your ears, are connecting. Because I'm not sure how everybody writes music, but the way that I imagine some of these higher tier artists do it is they hear the music in their head, and then they like channel it into paper, and then the people play it, and then we hear it, right? Like,
Mhm.
this was the quote that actually was making me crack up, because I at the end of it I was like, man, Klaus Badelt, he has a very unique sound, and I somehow went, well, a very unique sound that he just keeps going back to, which wasn't that bad, but is the sound that we're hearing the sound of his soul? Is that the music? Is that what his like soul music sounds like? Is
That
just
could very
this?
much be the case.
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't make any other kind of music, so it has to be like this. And I don't know, I couldn't rationalize why I was thinking that thought, and I just went, this is the stupidest thing I've thought in a long time. I should just write this down and ask what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good kind of little theory.
Mm.
For me, it's just the vibe.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like I haven't made that many songs, but in
You
terms
made
of music,
3, I think.
2. Well,
2.
kind of 3, I guess, if you include the maybe 5 if you include the random little stuff that we've worked on.
Oh yeah, that's also fair.
But the ones that
Yeah.
like I originated entirely are kind of similar, right? They're like both kind of comedy rap, I guess.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but then in terms of other content, I've done such a wide variety of writing topics and genres. Like, I feel very much in that point of not locking down into one specific genre, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, most of my genre has been probably fantasy, but then I've also written like sci-fi,
You should
and
write
I've
some romance.
some romance. Oh, we did try and write that smut story that one time. That was a long time ago.
What?
You don't remember that?
We should
Well,
write
you weren't involved with it. You were my um what would you call it? My consultant.
What? I need more information. I don't
You
remember
don't remember this?
this.
We were talking about a man, I don't even remember how we got onto that topic, but there was a like 2 of the characters, I think it was 3 of the characters from one of the games I was playing. He had like stumbled upon a fanfic of them, and I went, "This is the worst writing I've ever read in my life." And you said something along the lines like, "Why don't you write it better?" And I went, I've never
You know
written.
what? I will.
I could. I was like, I totally could. I've never written like fanfic smut before, but you give me a pen and a paper, I could probably do something better than whatever's going on right here. The barrier for entry in that genre is so low.
Yeah.
I'm not even very familiar with it, and every time I see anything, I'm like, how are people like? Okay, I appreciate it. You are experiencing this thing and then feeling the creative urge to do something with it. So I would never knock that, but I will knock your,
Your
I'll kind of
content.
go like, please, just take not a writing class. I don't know how you get better at this. I guess just write it and go with it. As somebody who's totally unpublished myself, I'm sure I could be the one to critique everything that you're writing.
Absolutely.
It's like if smut's the easiest thing to put out there, and you just have to get published, go the easy road.
Hold on. What makes something considered smut? That's very important before my next thing. Let's see.
Okay.
Literature, fan fiction, or media characterized by explicit, detailed sexual content. Okay. So
okay, maybe that's a little harder core than I meant. Yeah.
I've written 1.5 smuts before.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think one of them actually I never finished.
No, I don't think you ever. I'm not sure.
2.5 smuts before.
I think you sent me the first one. I'm not sure I ever read it. But now I'm thinking.
Don't ever look back into it. If I did, that's none of your business.
I don't think you ever did send it to me. I just remember you telling me about that. Like, man, it was years ago at this point.
One of them, the one that's actually smut. I was challenging myself to write smut because I was like, I've never really done this before, and people tell me I'm a good storyteller. I'm very detailed, so let's see what I can do with this.
It's artistic as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a little smut story. And this one it wasn't me and my partner at the time, but characters based on us.
Right, yeah.
I'm not even loosely, the opposite of very firmly based on us.
Okay, sure.
And so it was like they came home from a day out together, and they were both tired, and then one thing led to another, and then it got crazy. And I wrote that specifically also for them because I think they had asked me to because they were they wanted to see what I could do too, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna knock your socks off. And all I gotta say is this. The imagination was running wild. The imagery was vivid. And I made them feel some kind of way.
Hey.
That's all I gotta say.
Evocative. That's art. That's the definition of art.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody out there is listening to this right now and going, no, you're wrong. Artistic. The Mona Lisa hangs in the Louvre for a reason.
In the Louvre?
Actually, I don't know where it is. I'm assuming that's where it is.
Oh, I guess the other two aren't smut that I'm thinking of. Because there's one that's it's called He's Different, and it's just about it's kind of almost like a typical hookup situation with the gays. And it's this guy who meets this older guy on an app, and they kind of hit it off, and they end up going on a date. And they what's it called? The main character wasn't really expecting things to go anywhere, but they're like, wow, this guy's really hot. This character clearly has daddy issues, by the way.
Okay.
This guy is pretty hot. And like he's very nice. He's so like cool or whatever. And then, they go back home and they're like, yeah, this was a fun night. We should do it again sometime. And the other guy, the older guy's like, well, it doesn't have to end here.
Oh, classic. Yeah.
And then they kind of start getting into, oh no, these two stories I'm thinking of are the exact same story. It's actually one story.
Oh.
And it's very intimate because I don't write any of the smut part, but I write.
Oh, you just fade to black in the middle of the.
Essentially,
and then,
but before we even get there, though, it's very intimate because it's like showing that. Like it's showing off the main character's insecurities and like his fears and stuff, and then the guy makes him like super comfortable about it, and like he doesn't shame him or anything. He's not worried about it because I think he had like really bad scarring from like bad surgeries that he had as a kid or something.
Okay,
so he's very self-conscious about it.
Yeah,
and then the older guy like just makes him feel okay about it. He makes him feel good. He feels beautiful or whatever.
Nice.
And then get even more intimate, and then I think they're like, yeah, and then all I remember is waking up or something like that. It cuts there because I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want it
yeah.
to make a full smut because
Right.
that's not the intention right now. But then
Went to
the older
George Lucas school of writing your action
they
scenes.
bone.
They bone.
But yeah, and then the next morning, the main character wakes up. The guy is gone, but he left him know. He goes, "This was fun. Thanks for the great night, whatever." But he had to leave for
Is
work
that
or
a
whatever. Is what
uniquely
he
guy
said.
thing? Is they just peace? I dip.
I
You're out
mean,
of there.
yeah, not a uniquely
You
guy
never hear
thing.
like the guy waking up going like, "Oh my god, the woman I slept with last night is gone." It's always the other way around. That's like the stereotype.
I mean, they're both men here, so I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. One of
But
them
then
had
he
to
goes
do
back
it.
to work. He works at a smoothie shop. And today he's working by himself because his coworker called out, and some lady comes in, and she's ordering smoothies for her kid, and her husband or whatever. And so then they're like, okay, cool. Oh right, before that, he gets ghosted by the guy, the older guy. And so then he's like been messaging him over the next couple of days, like, "Hey, haven't heard from you. Like, are you okay?" Blah blah blah. And then the
Yeah.
guy's like, "Hey, don't talk to me ever again. What we
Yeah.
did was a mistake. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen."
Dang.
So then he's already in turmoil. He talks to this lady, and
Yeah.
she like helps him. Like she like makes him feel okay. Like it's like there's bigger fish in the sea, whatever. So then she gets the smoothies and everything. She goes outside with the kid, and then her husband shows up, and her husband's actually the guy that homeboy
Classic.
slept with.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Wow.
then they're scumbags.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the
for
moral of the
sure.
story.
Spit
But
on.
I had a lot of fun writing that one because
Yeah.
it's not the typical gay experience, but I feel like a lot of people end up in situations like that. And at least in the gay community.
Cool.
Maybe not
That's
so
good to
much
know.
the married part, but
Yeah.
like falling for somebody only for them to like ghost them.
Hey, if any
and
of
cut 'em
these
off.
like law passing people that do anti-gay stuff are any indication, they're all trying to get it behind the scenes, and you never know who's who.
All I'm saying is at several very big events for political figures that have happened in the last couple of years, Grindr has shut down, has crashed, and because a lot of them are all on Grindr in that same area.
Really? Wow.
That's all I'm saying. It's not controversial, it's just the truth.
Yeah, allegedly. Everything's alleged.
Allegedly
It's
the
all
truth, but we all know
allegedly.
it's true.
Yeah. Just like those people ordering pizzas at the Pentagon whenever something's about to go down.
Oh, I order
Yeah.
pizzas all the time, so like, is there something always about to go down?
No, well, they like have to. People track the dominoes inside of the Pentagon because the dominoes will spike as soon as they start, planning operations.
Allegedly?
Allegedly, so I've heard.
That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
Now that I know that, I will keep an eye out for that.
I'm pretty sure there's probably like a Twitter bot or something that would do that. That give you an alert.
100%.
Hey, look, the dominoes right there. Backed up 45
Pizzas in the
minutes.
Pentagon. I would mod it to make sure that the AI goes, they've hit the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Pentagon with a lot of orders for pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
What the? Oh, smart move. He muted his mic to roll up the chip bag. That's good podcasting right there.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's actually my first time podcasting. I've never done this before.
I'm actually very proud of us. We're still on schedule.
Yeah.
For our 100th episode, everybody.
Granted, that is also because we made up for a day, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, we shot 2. Like last week, we recorded 1 back to back because you were out of town. Well,
I was
out of town.
I was out of town.
Well, yeah, but you were in town for when we record, but you were like getting back that day or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, from what you texted me, you did not party as hard as I thought you were going to.
John, I'm old.
I understand.
I'm also antisocial. Not actually. I just don't talk to many people. So if I'm at an actual party, if I'm at the bar, if I'm at the club, I'm the guy who's standing in the corner sipping on a drink and just kind of doing a little bounce, doing a little vibe.
No wonder we get along so well.
People
Yep.
come up to me to talk.
Mhm.
I rarely go and talk to people unless there's something I want to talk to about. But so I guess I can give you a little rundown on how our excursion went.
Sure.
So, for those who don't know, I went to New Mexico for the first time last weekend.
Beautiful place.
Or not. I came back last weekend, but I was gone from Thursday to Saturday. Came back Saturday, really early Saturday morning. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun, actually, and I want to have another excursion like that eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully, again this year would be really nice. We're thinking about maybe trying to go to Chicago.
Chicago? What's in Chicago?
I don't know. We've both been like, we just want to go to Chicago. There's no reason for it.
Sure.
Other than we just want to go. But that's just a place that's been like on our bucket list to go to.
Yeah, all right.
Other than you and me, we still need to go to Vermont.
Yeah.
To prove it's not real.
Yep.
But that's a conversation for another time.
Mhm.
But yeah, so let me try to remember what happened. We left early in the morning on that Thursday. We flew out. We landed, got to our Airbnb. Our first Uber was really nice, really cool. He was like, we were just chatting with him. We told him we're not from here, and he like understood that we do appreciate like history, culture, and like indigenous people. So instead of taking us directly to our Airbnb, he gave us a little tour around town, which is really cool.
Okay.
And showed us like hot spots, places we need to go, things like that. It was very fun. We went to our Airbnb. First things first, New Mexico, really cool, or at least Albuquerque is really nice.
Yeah.
Very beautiful, very land heavy, it's desert mountains, but it's very nice. Half the buildings aren't built like Texas buildings where it's like sharp edges, triangle roofs, things like that. They're built like I don't even know what they're called.
Adobe. Yeah.
Is it Adobe?
It's like
Adobe houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
red brick, I think.
They're Adobe houses, which is really cool. Our Airbnb was like it too. Yeah, Adobe houses. And so like even on the inside, instead of having sharp corners, it was like rounded, which is really cool.
Isn't it?
And it's like, it's very hard, but it's also kind of hollow. Sound gets through the walls very easily though.
True.
Which does suck. But our Airbnb was really nice. It was a really tiny one, but we had a couch, we had a bed.
Yeah.
I slept on the couch, slept on the bed. There was no fan in the bathroom, so that was kind of scary. But yeah, we went from there. We got dressed. We went to Chanel's conference because Chanel was there for an applied anthropology conference.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's what she's getting her master's degree in, which she just sent off her thesis yesterday.
Let's go.
To be completely done. So she's completely done with it, which is really cool. I think she did 86
what
pages.
It's over?
Yeah.
It's a secret?
I can talk about it. I've talked about it before.
Sick.
Her thesis was called Anti-Blackness in Fandom. And hold on, I don't remember what it's called.
Any fandom except like anime?
Yeah, no. So it's it basically focuses on anti-blackness, inclusion, and black counter spaces within fandom communities. She focused more so on K-pop since that's where like a lot of her experience comes from, and that's her world. But what she did was, I think I talked about before, she created a survey exclusively for Black people so they could kind of give her their experiences within their different fandom communities. And so she got things from K-pop, anime, like comic books, music, things like that. But then there was also this kind of realization that fandom isn't exclusively like nerd spaces, because if you think about it, like sports fandoms, that was like the biggest thing. Sports fandoms, TV show fandoms, again, music fandoms for artists, things like that. And so there were some people who talked about their experiences with those too. And so it was kind of just that, like what community you're part of, if you've experienced any anti-blackness, things like that. And it started off as just focusing on anti-blackness, but then she realized if you're going to do research on things like that, you have to see the negatives and the positives.
Okay, sure.
And because of also like a lot of those things, a lot of people said that even despite stuff like the bad things, they still have found like a sense of community within their fandom, as well as Black counter spaces, which are spaces created for Black people by Black people, so that we feel seen and heard, because a lot of life is like ew, black people, boo, suck, yucky, die.
Okay, sure.
Uh, and so K-pop is one of the big ones that she researched because a lot of K-pop stems from black ideas and black culture, but it barely pays homage or respects to it. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, this wasn't created by black people.
Mm.
This was something that they did first." But if you look at the source material, a lot of it is created by black people first, and then they just took it and kind of remixed it to be theirs.
I'm starting to
Um,
think black people just claim all music. This is this is getting out of control, man. Did all music just
Black
come from
people
y'all?
created K-pop. Black people created rock music. Black
Yeah,
people
yeah.
created country music. Black people created
Yeah.
R&B and folk. Like, what did the white people make first? Nothing.
I think peanut butter. I think we did peanut butter.
Don't do this.
Light bulbs, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, she was really nervous about it. I also went with her because she was looking for some support because she was going out of state. She would have been by herself, and it was also on our bucket list to go to New Mexico, so it kind of worked out that way. And so there was a point where we just kind of went around and like explored the hotel that it was at. We got some food, really good. New Mexico, especially Albuquerque, is known for their hatch chiles because they're like the biggest chile producers in the world because of the environment. So a lot of things had the chiles with it. I'm not a big spice guy, but it was pretty good. It burned the hell out of my tongue, but it was pretty good still.
Naturally.
And so there was this, it was almost like an exhibit where everybody would like present their research on a poster essentially. In these, I think 2 big rooms. I only went to one. And so everybody would set up and they would just wait for people to come look at it, and they would like answer any questions or talk about it, or they would just go and explore everybody else's. And so, Chanel spent the entire time at hers because people kept going up to hers and they're like, wait, hold on, this is cool. Or like, huh, what's this about? Or how did you get this started? And she was nervous that wasn't going to happen. And so her poster is also really cute. I'm going to send you a picture later.
Sure.
But she was upset only because she wanted to also go explore, but she wasn't able to. And one of the coolest things about
success, that's amazing.
Exactly. But one of the biggest things about her research was a lot of people were just kind of going up and like, huh, I didn't think I could do something like this for like my master's.
Oh yeah, okay.
And for me, it made me realize a master's degree isn't really like a guided program like a bachelor's degree is. You literally make your master's degree, at least with applied anthropology. I'm sure it's the same with most other programs though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're told, like, at least in terms of film, you're like told go make a film, and then it will be graded by your peers, and if you suck, you're not getting your thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's how most of them are, to be honest, especially with like art degrees. But I was just gonna stay with Chanel the whole time, but something told me no. Go be social. Go look at other people's stuff. So I did one walk around, checking out everybody, and then I saw a lot of people who were just kind of standing there and nobody talking to them. So I was like, I'm going to be the person to go talk to them and see what their thing is about. And every single person I went to who didn't have anybody go talk to them, their eyes just lit up because you could see how passionate they were about their research.
For sure.
And so I also challenged myself to ask 2 questions at least. One of them about their whole thing, like about their research, and the other one was a 2-part question, which was, okay, so theoretically, let's say this is a perfect world, right? And your research goes crazy. The first part was, what are you hoping will happen? What do you hope will be the effect of your research? And the second part was, in a perfect world, if your research is monumental, what would that look like in the future? And so, because I was just, I wanted to make them feel like I was actually engaged. And so for most of them, I didn't read what their project was. I like looked at some things, and I was like, okay, you got a lot going on here. Can you explain this to me as if I can't read?
That's the smart move. Yep.
Yeah, because obviously, they're there presenting their research, but I want them to present it to me.
Right, yeah.
And so the ones I can remember, there was like 3 or 4 that were about water crises throughout the US. There was one in Arizona, there's one in New Mexico, and then I think another one in Arizona, which didn't know that they were struggling for water that bad, but there's whole communities that don't. No, the other one was Florida. There's communities that just don't even have water, don't have good, clean water. There's one community in Florida where that person was doing their research where their basically their whole the land where this community lived at there was used as dumping grounds for just waste
Oh,
and garbage, and they dumped it all there and then just covered it up, and they
yeah.
work on a well system, and the
Tale
way
as
well
old as
water
time, baby.
yep.
Yeah.
You know who all lives there, who all got pushed in that area? Black people.
Ah, classic. Yep.
So
That's
that
what you
was
get for
also
living down water from the asbestos mill.
anyway, shut up. I also found out I learned a lot of stuff. I found out that in most places, if you live on a well system, unless there's a certain amount of like people living in that area, it does not have to be regulated by the city/state.
Really?
So there's no like filtration that goes through these systems or anything, and so that specific community, they can't even bathe
Oh, wow.
because that's how bad the water is.
Yeah.
Um,
There's so much like wilderness out there in New Mexico.
well, this one's for Florida.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
For the New
I'm sure
Mexico
there's
one, there's
yeah,
I forgot what they called it. Oh, I should have took a picture of it. But there
yeah,
was this like an old practice where people, there was like almost like a well kind of community thing, and
yeah.
people would just carry water back to their homes like for miles, things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, that's the wrong one. That's the one in Arizona. The one in New Mexico there was like a downstream kind of system where they had like little manual dams, and so people would use that to like get water down the ways, and like it kind of built a community that way. But when the state got involved, they basically shut down that system and dammed up the whole thing at the top half, or I guess a quarter up of New Mexico.
Right.
So then everybody further down,
Mm.
unfortunately, don't have that. And this one specific community, which I think might be the other one. Yeah, I think the one in Arizona. There's one specific community where they just don't have any water because there was a system put in place where each county was supposed to have like this regulated water kind of system that's
Yeah.
controlled by the state. But this county never got one, so they have to drive miles and miles out just to get water and fill up their tank. Uh, and for some of them, they're like, yeah, this is just the way of life. It's just what it is. Some of them are like, no, we want some change. Others are like, it's fine the way it is. I don't really care.
Mm.
Um, but because it's become such a daily part of their life, or like a normal part of their life, they don't think about like the drasticness of it. Because if they have
Right.
like a drought, they're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was fun to learn about. There was a lot of people who were looking at like community-based things. There was one person whose research it was a group of people actually, but the one person was there presenting, but they had focused on basically mental health wellness programs, and why they need to be funded by the state. Because the state they were doing good, but they needed more funding, and the state was
Right.
basically like, okay, why do you need more funding? And so they focused on why it's important to have these in not smaller, but like lesser income communities, and like
Yeah.
the impact that it has there. And that was really cool. Somebody did a D&D one, and it was basically like what makes a good DM set, not DM, a good D&D session. I didn't look too much on that one because that one was crowded.
Naturally. Yeah.
But like a lot of just different things like that. And a lot of my favorite one, or not my favorite, but the funniest one that I found was this duo were mapping all of the nightclubs in San Francisco. And so I was like, okay, like everybody else is doing environmental or like cultural research, things like that. So then I was
Uh-huh.
like, so how did we get here? Like what's going on here? And they basically one of them works in art or archaeology, people who like archive things. I forgot what they're called.
Okay. Sure.
Um, and so she works there as well as a bartender. So she's working at the bar one day, and this
Oh,
one guy, I think his name was Hat Tony, because he wears a nice hat every time he goes in.
sick.
He'd been collecting flyers from over the years from different nightclubs, and it was like, hey, I don't want to just toss these out. You're an archivist, right? Do something with this. And so from there, they
Oh,
started archiving all the different nightclubs. But instead of it just being like, oh, there's just these nightclubs, they were able to pinpoint their location as well as their time,
yeah.
the time they were open and closed and things like that. So and on the map you can just see like where the nightclubs were frequented at in San Francisco, which was, of course, in the lower end community.
Okay.
And just seeing when they open and close, whether or like the frequency of like queer bars opening and closing, which ones are further out and why those are still open, things like that. That was kind of cool.
Oh.
And then after that, we kind of went and rested for a bit. Then we had a UNT little mixer where all the UNT students were there,
Wait,
as well as
is this UNT sponsored or what?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
This
Okay.
specific part is UNT sponsored, but then also people from other schools and other things also showed up. We invited them, or Chanel invited them, so we kind of made some new friends, and we were low key kind of recruiting people for anthropology program and things like that. There's this one group of friends that we meshed really well with, and I just kind of stuck with them the whole time because I didn't know how to talk to other people, and so we were just chit chatting the whole time. Had some nice food, we had some champagne. Champagne's not good.
It depends on it. Yeah, it's very hit or miss.
Yeah, but it was really nice. I got to talk to those guys and found out that most of them, except for there was 4 of them, I think only one of them was like still trying to do anthropology. The other ones were focused on other things. One person was focused on not visual, verbal storytelling, which I don't know if that counts as more history or anthropology. One of them wanted to focus more on like rock history, things like that, archaeology, I think. So it was fun just kind of like just talking to those guys and their different interests. And then they asked me about mine. It was very engaging. One of the guys who was there, his name is Guy. He's pretty cool. He works on a webcomics as well on the side, and he does like Star Trek fan fiction. So he showed me his stuff. And that was pretty cool. And he like told me like how he makes his comics.
You were deep in the nerddom then, right there.
But yeah, all that whole group
that's into Star Trek.
Let's see, yeah,
that's like
Star Trek and a gamer.
That's amazing.
One of them was a theater kid, but like pure theater kid, and like I told them like my degree was in theater, but I wasn't a real theater kid, and they're like, yeah, I could tell. As a resident theater kid, I can always pinpoint them out. But it was a lot of fun talking to them. But they ended up leaving, and so there was also a black anthropology mixer afterwards, up in the presidential suite.
Sick.
Which is pretty cool. We went up there, and it was nice, because just being a black person, it's always nice being in a group of black people.
Yeah, you blend in.
Yeah, that's why, John.
The light starts fading out. Yeah, totally.
Shut up. But it was really nice to be there because I love just being around black excellence, and like everybody there was an anthropologist, and most of them had already like been doing tons for like communities and stuff, and so I felt very fraudulent just being there to begin with because for one, I'm not an anthropologist, and so they were going around the room introducing themselves, telling about their research and things like that, and so then it finally got to me, and I was like, hello, I'm Isaiah. I'm not an anthropologist. I'm actually here to support my best friend. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really cool. And then, Chanel did her introduction, and then we finished that, and then we just mingled. And so everybody was talking to Chanel because she had her poster, and everyone was curious about it because a lot of them were at that first area where all the posters were. But we only had like 2 hours, which wasn't a lot of time if you were actually trying to get invested in everything.
For sure,
because I only got about halfway through that room.
You're asking, like, what does the world look like if yours thing
I want them to feel like I'm actually asking questions. I don't want to just be like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah,
like,
No, I've been there,
especially because, this is their research. I want to see where their brain is at. But what's it called? So
the terror of walking around any booth area. Just don't make eye contact with anybody. Get to what you need to do and get out of there because they'll try and rope you in. But I guess those people weren't selling anything to you. They were just like, please come and talk to me. So it's very different than me walking down the state fair going, I don't want to buy a hot dog. I don't want to buy your keys.
It's very different. It's very much. And it was also just nice seeing all the different like kinds of research all around too.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the Black Anthro Mixer, a lot of people kept coming up to me and like, you're such a good friend. Like I know she appreciates you so much for coming out and supporting her. And like I guess she was the head person or one of the head people. Had came up to me because Chanel was over here talking to like 3 people about her research. There's like various little small groups and pairs all around the place, and I was just I was hugging the wall. And I was just like eating the little snacks that were there. So then she comes up to me and she says the same thing. You're such a good friend. Like like, thank you for coming out, blah 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 blah. You don't have to be an anthropologist to be here, like, but you're kind of an anthropologist just to be here to begin with. And I was like, yeah, it was really nice. It's really nice to be surrounded by so many and it wasn't just black people there, but primarily black
Okay.
people.
Sure.
A lot of people were doing like research within black communities though, which is also why they were there too.
Cool.
And so I was just like, yeah, no, it's really nice to be here. Like, I've been debating on going to get my master's degree too, but I don't know what it would be in. I think I would focus more on English since that's kind of my forte.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, like storytelling. I goes, yeah, I mean, I have a degree in theater with a minor in English, blah, 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 blah. And so she pointed me to another person who was like really big on storytelling and story writing.
Wow.
So then I went and talked to her for like a good 30, 45 minutes, which is pretty cool. But after a while, we were both kind of like, there wasn't much conversation, so we were just kind of finding things to talk about. But she was really cool.
Yeah. Writers trying to communicate verbally? No. That's a big no-no for us. We do it non-verbally.
I did enjoy her presence a lot though, because she reminded me a lot of my aunts. Every way, shape, and form.
Whoa, okay.
And so just talking with her felt very natural.
Nice.
And she was just telling about her life and stuff like that. And she's currently writing 3 books, actually.
Lord, all right.
One of them I think is about anthropology and like her experience. One of them is I forgot. It was about something else that was unrelated to like anthropology. And the third one was kind of the first one was like an autobiography kind of deal.
Okay.
I forgot what the second one was. And then the third one was about like her experience as a parent. As well as kind of almost like a guide to not hold your kids too closely, and when it's like when it's okay to let them leave the nest and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Because the way that she's raising her daughter is very much like, you're not my mini me. I want you to find your own path. I'm gonna support you, and I'm gonna be your parent, of course, but like, when you're ready to break off and do your thing, I'll still be here for you, but I'm not going to hold you back from doing what you want to do. Which I feel like a lot of parents struggle with that right now, because all parents typically want the best for their kids,
for sure.
So it was really like nice to hear that, especially parents of color have a really not good rap of letting their kids be individuals.
Sure.
And really hammering on that you have to do this, you have to be a doctor, you have to take this path in life, or you're a failure. Because her path wasn't meant to. She said her path wasn't meant to go to school. Because I don't remember if she dropped out or if she just went to high school, didn't plan on going to college, and she wanted to go into trades instead. But like, it made me think about my own life, and I was like, yeah, growing up, the only options that we were told that we had were go to college, go into the military, or go to prison. There's nothing else.
Wow.
If I had known I could go to trade school, I probably would have went to trade school, if I'm being honest. Well, looking back, I would have, but with the way that I definitely still probably would have went the college path.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. We also ended up meeting her later as well, but that's a story for another time, or a story for later. But yeah, that was really cool. The second day was our exploration day.
Like in Albuquerque?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we started off by going to check out the some of the petroglyphs, which are hieroglyphs, but for the natives that live in that area. And they have 3 different trails that you can hike on. We went on the shortest one. It spent over an hour doing it, because but it was awesome. Awesome. It was also a guided trail, thankfully. And we saw just a whole bunch. There was a part where we were hiking up a mountain, but we were like, you know what? We're gonna go back down, because this is getting way too steep. Because it said that it goes from 7 degrees to 70 degrees.
Like the incline, you mean?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so we were like, you know what? We're not going to go all the way up, because we're both from Texas. Texas is below or at and below sea level. Albuquerque, before you even get on the mountains, is already like 6,000-7,000 feet above sea level, so it's already different.
There is a little bit up there.
And the elevation kind of sucked, because like they had like little things like that you could read. So we were hiking. I would read them, and I'd be like, okay, the ancient Pueblo. my God. And she'll be like, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, it's just, I'm just out of breath. And she goes, are you going to pass out? I was like, I don't think so. And so then we started switching off. She goes, okay, no, it's definitely trying to read and also hike at the same time. This is real bad. But we did that for like an hour and a half.
That's zone 3 right there. That's zone 3. You can't speak and move at the same time.
What's it called? So we, it was a clear day that day. It was like 70, 80 degrees that day.
But
nice. It's like a dry heat, but it still felt nicer than Texas heat.
It's the humidity. It's the lack of humidity.
100% the humidity.
Yeah.
And so then after that, we went back to home. It does
like ratchet up the lotion and lip balm application though.
No, my lips were so chapped, dude. It was real bad. And I woke up every day with the driest throat. It was awful. We went to one of the art museums. Unfortunately, we got there about 20 minutes before they closed, and then 2 minutes in, they're like, "Yeah, we're about to close. Make sure or start heading out." So we only got to see one exhibit, which did suck. So if we ever go back, we're gonna fully explore that place.
Okay.
And then we explored Old Town, which is kind of like their version of the square, but it's a lot bigger than just the square.
Right.
But that's where like all the attractions and stuff are at, and so that was nice to go there. We went to this one shop where they sell like rugs and just old art and stuff like that, which is really cool. Chanel was talking to the lady that was there who also does like anthropology work, and then the man there was just talking to me the whole time. Also, older people, I guess, can't fathom the idea that men and women can't just be friends. Because pretty much every older man that I talked to was like, "So when are you guys getting married?" And they're like, "Oh, we're not getting married. We're just friends." And they're like, "Oh, okay." Like at the anthropology or the black mixer, there was an older man that was there. I forgot what his name was, and I ran into him closer to the end. He was like, "Yeah, don't tell anybody." Or like, I wanted to tell you that we were kind of trying to figure out if y'all were if you were trying to get married to her or if you're in the friend zone. And I was like, I mean, we don't like each other like that. It's fine. So then we ended up meeting him again with the one lady that I talked to, the storyteller, after the museum, because they also got kicked out too because there was no time to explore. And so we ran into them again. We were all walking together for a little bit, and so he goes, "So like, when are you gonna marry him?" And so then that's when Chanel explained that she liked women. And then the other lady, who I think might be LGBTQ, or she's just very, very much an ally. She was like, "Oh yeah, like they would have like that would be like a lavender marriage." And so he was like, "What's a lavender marriage?" And a lavender marriage is when a queer man and a queer woman get married. But they're both queer, so they're just married together for whatever reason,
tax benefits,
safety, things like that.
Did you call that like a beard or something like that?
That's I mean, that's more like relationship wise. Well, a lot of times it's like,
describe to me that a beard is a gay man and a straight woman, but the gay man is using her as as
cover. And sometimes the woman knows, sometimes the woman doesn't know. It just depends. But this one's usually more so both people in the relationship are queer, to my knowledge at least.
Interesting. Okay.
And so she explained that to him or whatever. And so then after we had parted off from them, I was like, "So like you like she knew she figured out that you were Wolowa, as she says, woman love woman." And I was like, "But she said 2 queer people. Did she know? Did she clock my tea?"
Maybe so.
I don't know, because I didn't tell anybody there that I was gay.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Dang,
you never know.
Did I just get clocked? I don't know.
Could be."
But yeah, so we went into this little mom and pop shop where they sold all the stuff. I was talking to the man the whole time, and he kept asking me, "Am I getting lucky? Like, are we getting in a when are we getting married? Things like that." He only talked about that, or talked about how successful his son was. He's very proud of his son. He's been filmmaking for over 20 years.
Damn, that's great.
Yeah. We met.
You've opened a can of worms that's very universal. I mean, a lot of people don't think that men and women can be friends.
Unfortunately,
it's brutal. Yeah.
A lot of younger people these days, I'd like to think, know that it's possible, but a lot of older people for sure don't.
Yeah.
But I guess if they assume that both individuals like the opposite gender,
Yeah, it's
It's
just an inevitability. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
especially when we've been friends for damn near 20 years. But
I think. Well, I don't know how many like just straight as a board people that you know, but all the people that I know that are like straight and narrow, 100%. They're like, yeah, men and women, we just can't be friends. It's
Oh,
brutal.
let's see. You're sometimes one, sometimes you're very sus. I guess Jacob's one, and he's friends
Yeah,
with
yeah,
women. Not every woman he's been friends with he's liked.
sure.
Uh, like half of them though.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
And
else do I know straight as a
it's like,
board?
do they maintain the relationship? Not the relationship, the friendship.
Yeah,
Is it maintained, or is it sort of like a? Because to me, it always feels like people are just sussing it out, and then when they
yeah, they're
go,
just
oh, okay,
waiting.
this isn't going anywhere. The whatever they are trying to go for is just over, and they're moving on to the next person.
Yeah,
And it's like that's just so
I
like
do.
surface level.
It's very
Yeah,
fickle. It's very
yeah.
yeah. I do feel that that is how it is with just a lot of people in general. I feel like
Mm,
just everybody on the sexuality spectrum, it's not usually easy to
right.
be friends with people of your preferred attraction, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
very often because I've experienced that with a lot of gay men. Is
Oh,
but granted, I was also like crushing on them too at one point.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
So it's not easy to just have a straight French or a normal friendship with some other gay guys in my experience.
Right.
But
Yeah.
again, I also had attraction to those people too. So there's also
Mm.
that reason.
I
But it
think that's
feels
also a little bit of a smaller pool of people. So it's like
also
when you
fair.
run into somebody, it's like running into a unicorn. You're like, oh my god, this could be it. This could be the fates
Yeah.
aligning.
I think the one of the biggest things that helped me with that though is being in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, I already got a man, so I'm not really looking for anything like that. Sorry,
Yeah. There you
King.
go. Problem solved. Mm-hmm.
But that's where a lot of my gay friendship have fallen
Mm.
because it did start off that way, and then I'm
Uh,
either got in a relationship or I'm like, I don't really fuck with you like that
yeah.
no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
But then
Yep.
they still do, and so then it slowly just becomes, hey, I'm just gonna put some boundaries here. They don't like that I put boundaries there, and then it just falls out. But that's not what we're talking about. Shut up.
Huh? What?
We met somebody who was playing the saxophone, and like we gave him a tip or we dropped some money off. The cash
Right.
app to him. It was really cool, and so I saw his name. I was like, "That's a really cool name." Like it's a very artist heavy name. Like you were
Okay.
born to be born to be a musician. Uh, based on
What
I
was
don't know
his
if this is his
name?
birth name. I can't. So I'm not gonna tell you that
Okay.
because I was like, oh, I wonder if he like plays shows or anything. So I looked him up. Turns out this man was just got out of prison because
Oh.
he murdered his wife 40 years ago.
Oh. Good
So
lord.
what happened with him was allegedly, because we didn't find any information on what happened with the murder, but his wife
Okay.
was found dead in their home. He was nowhere to be found,
And he got
and
put away for it.
it took him 20 years to get him.
Oh, he's on the run for 20 years?
He was, then they got him, they put him in for like 16, and now he's out.
That's crazy.
So what happened was he allegedly murdered his wife for whatever reason, and then
Sure.
he disappeared. And then he was dating around with other people, and he had this one relationship where he was like stealing their social security and ID of
Oh.
his partner of his girlfriend's son.
Oh.
And when he got accused of it, he just stole it and ran.
Okay.
Ended up in San Francisco playing on like playing for like outside the train area, and like he became like a beloved figure of the area. They're like, oh my god, it's the saxophone guy, blah 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 blah. And at one point somewhere between then and the murder, he what's it called? I think he got pulled over for something, and he used
Yeah.
that fake ID. Then he went on the run again because they couldn't, and they didn't get him. And then at some point he got to San Francisco. He was playing there, and so then he got like ID'd for something again, and he pulled out that same fake ID. They saw that he was like had a warrant, I guess, for his arrest for that
Yeah.
car situation.
Mm-hmm.
So they got him, and that's when they realized that that belonged to the son of his ex-girlfriend, and that this is actually the person that murdered his wife over 20 years ago.
That's
then he got put
insane.
away, came back to Albuquerque, where he's from,
Right.
which I guess that's where he spent time in jail or in
Yeah.
prison, and then came back out, and now he's back on the streets playing saxophone again. And I was like, what? You really never know somebody's backstory.
How old was this dude? Like
This guy's like
40s?
70
50s?
something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like there's a movie called The Roof Man that we watched maybe a couple months ago that just came out with like Channing Tatum in it, where he is he like robs McDonald's and stuff, and then hides in a Toys R Us for a couple of months, becomes a
I know
pillar
what
of the
you're talking
community,
about. Yeah.
and then he gets caught. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
insane.
wild. It's wild. It's insane. Like, what do you mean? You've been on the run for 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's impressive.
And so we were like, there's no way this is him. But then we saw a picture. It was him.
Wow.
And we were like, wow, that's insane.
He must have been a really good saxophone player to make a career out of that for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
If not longer.
Yeah, for sure.
But we went from there. So then we went on the air tram, Sandia Peak. It's a little tram that goes all the way to the top of a mountain. And up there they have a little restaurant. And so the plan was to go up there, go to the restaurant, eat, come back down.
Right.
We didn't anticipate. So for the normal tickets, it's like blocks of like 1 or 2 hours. But then after 4 o'clock, it's kind of first come, first serve between 4 and 8. So when you got there was already a long ass line.
Nah,
we're like, oh, dang. But it was, the tram came every 15, 20 minutes or so that was fine. We ended up staying in line for over an hour, I think. When we finally got on, we were also scared because Chanel doesn't like heights, and I have a fear of falling. And so the tram takes
was this tram like one of those ski ones where it's in the air? I thought
pretty much
tram. I thought like a bus.
No, it's pretty much like a ski lift, but it's contained. It's closed. You're not just dangling. Thank God. Yeah, they do have a ski area that does have a ski lift though.
Sick.
On the other side of the mountain, once you get to the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we ran into that the storyteller lady again, and so we were like, hey, come skip in line and come be with us. So
wait, you invited the ex-murderer to come with you?
No. The storyteller lady from the Black Anthro mixer.
Okay.
Because when we had run into her after the museum, she said that she was going to be there around the same time that we were. So we were kind of just waiting to see if we could find her. And then we saw her, and she would have been in at the back of the line. We were like, hey, just come up here with us. Because the way that they had it was, you only need one person in your party to be in line. So then there was no way for them to know that they weren't a part of our group.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so then we're on the tram.
Just start walking around. You could have gone and explored the mountain.
Yeah, well, we were at the bottom of the mountain.
You were trying to get to the top.
Yeah. So the way that the tram goes, it goes up, and then it goes straight for a little, then bows down, comes back
like a roller coaster.
Yeah, it goes back up again, and then bows down again, then comes up again. And the way that they say that it works is there's 2 trams going at the same time, and they counterbalance each other as they go up and down. Okay. And there's 2 towers. Each time you go through the towers, it goes through, it like jumps a little bit, and then it rocks back and forth.
That's
terrifying stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
And again, we're going 1,000 feet up.
Okay, sure.
The top of the peak of the mountain where we end up at is 10,300 feet above sea level, by the way.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Wasn't the scariest ride. I have a fear of falling, though. Falling from great heights.
Sure.
And so, like, when we were going up that first one, it was kind of fine. Then we went down again, and we went up again. And then when we hit that second tower, she was like, all right, so this is going to be the highest point of the entire thing. If you look down, you can see like the deepest part of the mountain. You look down. That was terrifying. I think I have pictures and videos of it. But then the guide had the nerve to say, oh, and for those of you who are afraid of heights, that's 7 seconds
of falling. Wow!
Before you hit the bottom, that's not even fast or long enough to hit terminal velocity. By the way,
well, so you'd probably survive.
No, falling 1,000 feet, John.
Well, I mean, you might if you land on your legs, you might break your legs.
No, John, shut the hell up.
You hit a tree, you'll be all right. You're trying to
So
tell
the
me
other thing
you haven't
is
like
the final stretch of the mountain where we get to the highest point. The mountain that we're going on is more like a cliff.
okay.
So it all is a very steep slope all down this way. So if you fall at any point there, you're just gonna just roll to the bottom of the mountain. There's no way you're surviving that.
The hell. If you say so. I mean, I
Terrifying!
personally feel
Terrifying, my boy. Terrifying.
I have
John.
jumped off of things that are like 10 feet tall, and I feel pretty confident that
Shut up. You piss
I
me
fall
off.
pretty fast. I hit the ground and I roll. I used to train parkour.
You know what? You got me beat there. I think you're right. I didn't think about that. I didn't train parkour, so that's right. When we hit the highest point and we were looking down, one of the kids who was like 13 years old passed out.
What?
So that also added to the anxiety. And
I
then
don't
when
think
we were
I've
up
ever
there,
actually seen anyone pass out before.
neither have
Why did
I.
he pass out? He was just like
I don't know. We don't know.
scared?
But
He
they
stopped
put him on
breathing?
oxygen, and
Wow.
then the rest of the time that they were up on the mountain, they just had him in a wheelchair, just breathing oxygen that whole time. And so
how did he
that must be
fold?
terrifying.
What was it like? A him standing up and then he just went like flat back, or
I don't
or
know
did he like
because if
knees
this is
to
the
ground?
if this is the tram, me and Chanel were here next to the window. They were at the back of it. So we did.
So
The
you
only
just like
reason why
heard.
yeah,
that
we
he
just heard
passed
a
out? Wow.
we just heard a loud thump, and we're like, we thought we were dying. We thought
Was
something
it-
broke, and we were
yeah.
about to go down.
Was it standing room or what? You could. There were seats?
Yeah. We were. There
Oh.
was standing room.
Oh, so
We
he
were all
definitely
standing.
like very dramatically went thud.
If not a thud, it was very much a fall off to the side.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
But yeah, we ended up at the top of the peak. It was very beautiful. Let me tell you, very beautiful
yeah.
sight.
Oh, for sure.
Especially because when we were going up, it was also we were trying to go up before sundown and then come down during sundown. But because the line was so long, we started going up at sundown, and it was very pretty.
Nice. Yeah.
So then we were up there for like 45 minutes, I think. We were gonna go to the restaurant, but the restaurant was like, "Yeah, we're closed. Sorry." So they weren't accepting anybody else in there, which was bullshit.
That's
So
kind of a bummer.
we didn't get to eat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I was scared that I was gonna pass out because my chest was heavy. I kept losing my breath, and I was like getting a little lightheaded. And I was like, "Please no, this would be so embarrassing if I passed out right here. Please, God, no."
It's like when one person throws up, everybody else starts throwing up. It's like that one kid passed out, then everybody on the train starts going, "What?
Oh
Is it
no,
that bad up here?"
Is it me next? Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we ended up sitting up there, taking some pictures, having a good time. There was snow up there, by the way.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Snow in the mountain, which not surprising because it's a mountain,
Mhm.
but like never been in a mountain before. I was not expecting there to be
Oh,
snow
Yeah.
in the middle of March. So that was kind of cool.
Well, hey, we did just get like another freeze last night.
That is
Probably
also
why.
true.
I don't know about you. We started late today because you woke up sweaty. I
took my
also woke up
balls
drenched
off.
in sweat. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened last night.
Temperature, man, it'd be temping. But yeah, after that we ended up waiting for the next tram to go down. The way that they do it is what they were doing was as the tram's almost there, the next group goes outside and waits for it, and they wait for like maybe 2-3 minutes. But after a certain point, there was nobody else coming up because they weren't letting anybody else come up. So then they would just, as soon as the next one went, the one went down, they would just let us outside in the cold, by the way. Terrifying because there's no lights in the mountains.
Right, yeah.
So the only thing you see is a tiny light from the tram going down into the darkness, and then it disappears.
Oh, how cool is that?
It's cool, terrifying for people who are scared of the dark, for sure. I'm not scared of the dark.
I also
because
know,
I don't know what's in that abyss.
I know for a fact that a lot of those mountains, they have a lot of witchcraft going on in them.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be a part of it. Also, they had like a little lookout pier kind of area that was just made of wood, and it sloped like this and then evened out.
Yeah.
And so every time I stepped on the slope, I was afraid, like it would creak. I was terrified I was about to fall through, and I would panic every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, we ended up going down. Chanel was like panicking, so she's like, "I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna hold this pole, and I'm gonna sit down."
Yeah, okay,
and so that's what she did. I recorded some audience ambience, so I could add that to a song eventually.
Oh,
I
okay.
got 3 different ones. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But it was because it was nothing but darkness. It wasn't as terrifying. I thought it was gonna be worse because I'm staring into the abyss, but it was nice. And I was just kind of on my phone, and then we finally make it down. And then so we're like, okay, well, let's go get some food since we didn't get to eat up there. We were gonna go out with one of the friends that we made, but then we were both like, I'm just so tired because Wednesday we pulled an all nighter. So
Why?
because we needed to be up by 4 o'clock on Thursday morning, and we also waited till the last minute to pack, and do our laundry and fold our
Naturally.
laundry and clean. So we barely got any sleep on Thursday, until we got home or got to the Airbnb. Then we both
Yeah.
just passed out. No, I think we ended up ordering Wingstop because we were both hungry as
Ooh.
hell.
Yeah.
On Thursday. Then we both passed out. Chanel was supposed to go to an event, but we weren't able to wake up.
I don't blame you.
And so we ended up going to the Petroglyphs a bit later than we wanted to, which is why we didn't get to go to the museum for very long either. But it was fine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Then we didn't sleep that Friday. We only slept for like 2 hours that Friday going into Saturday because we needed to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to catch the plane because TSA opens at 4 o'clock. Our boarding starts at 4:30, so we needed to make sure we got in line for TSA early enough.
Yeah. No wonder when I asked if you were partying hard, you said no. You got like 7 hours of collective sleep over 4 days. That's crazy.
We both passed out on the plane, and then we got home.
Yeah.
We were both up for a little bit, and then we just slept for the rest of the day. I think I slept like 10 or 11 hours that Saturday. I couldn't do anything. I was gonna try to hang out with Chris on Sunday, but I don't think we did. I don't remember what I did Sunday. I think I was working on my comic. Speaking of my comic, last thing, it was sorry, a lot of fun, great time, had a great time.
That's great.
Would do it again. Not so much. I mean, it was a great thing that we did. Maybe a one-time experience.
Sure.
But
you gotta go again for the food.
The food was actually really good too. You're right. Maybe we'll go back to that. So here's webtoons.
Okay, I've seen like 7 things.
There's only 6 actually.
Okay.
Here's the webtoons. You can't see it here either. Okay, whatever. I've currently finished the latest part of the chapter. And so there's 6 parts. Maybe you can see it this way. Whatever.
Okay.
I worked really hard on it. I did.
Great.
But yeah,
that's like 4 parts, and you only had 2 before.
Yeah. The plan is to upload 2 parts a month now. So, and the 2 parts are technically 1 chapter, but it's kind of confusing because again, these next 5 or 6 parts or 5 or 6 chapters are all the same chapter, just cut up into smaller pieces.
Yeah, okay.
It's all Captain Coley's training. That's all the same. Let's call it an arc. This whole arc is 1 chapter essentially.
Yeah, okay. All
right, so we finished the first one. There's 4 more that I got to do.
Yeah.
But the plan is to do 2 a month. Because the first chapter was September 27th and then November 16th. The second chapter was February 2nd and February 14th. This part of this chapter is March 15th and March 27th. So I'm trying to do 2 like in the middle and then the end of a month. A part the middle of the month and the part at the end of a month. So hopefully I can stick to that schedule. And eventually I'll link it to you guys.
Yeah, we'll get it to everybody. We'll do an email blast.
Yeah, actually, one of these days we'll have a special episode where I just show it to you guys. I'll screen record it, and
hey,
that'd be kind of cool.
Great idea, yeah.
But yeah, I talked a lot more today, but it's fine. That's what happens when John doesn't talk about fitness now.
I know. I tried to move away from it.
Yeah, maybe next week you can talk all about it.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm burning for my birthday. I got a month.
Yeah. I've
downloaded an app.
When is John's birthday?
I've downloaded an app that's going to help me work out.
Yeah, it is a month.
And I'm going to try and do it because I don't want to go to the gym, but I have dumbbells. It's going to be great. And that's all the fitness talk I will say because I got to do better. I gotta stop falling off the wagon. I keep doing it.
So then what do I have to stop talking about now?
That's what they say. That's what they say, right? You fall off the wagon. It's inevitable. The key is getting back on the wagon as soon as you can and not giving up.
Yeah.
Never give up.
That's what we'll do. For our main weekend episodes, we won't talk about health or mental health. If we ever do longer episodes or 2-part episodes, the second part that comes out on Wednesday will be about health and mental health. How about that? That way it limits both of us.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
this one's a bit of a long episode.
Yep.
But it's
definitely
fine.
Remember this promise that we've made to you and ourselves and everybody else.
Yeah, we totally won't forget it within the next week or so.
I definitely won't be complaining about my diet in a week from now. All right.
You won't believe the week I've had.
I do have another week of niceness hopefully ahead of me, but I don't want to say anything now. Just like
don't jinx it. No, don't even talk about it. Don't even jinx it.
All right.
This has been fun. Thanks for listening to us rant once again. All right.
Go to New Mexico. Beautiful place.
Do you have any last words?
No. Stay on the grind. It's only March. So, it's almost April. April's a great month. We like April.
We do like April. Is it because it's your birthday month?
That does have something to do with it. Yeah.
I like April sometimes. I have beef with April though.
Yeah, you've expressed that you only like 1 month out of the year, which is like November or something.
October, my birth month. Thank you.
That's
but no, I have beef with April, but that's for mental health reasons, and so we're not going to talk about that today.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, you'll hear all about it next time because it will be April. All right. Bye.
Bye.